to the Velvet Room, a space for an open conversation about Black love, marriage, religion, and generational wealth. Sit back and relax and be prepared for a real discussion and open conversation. Like and subscribe. Marriage, religion, and generational wealth.
Hey, how y'all doing?
What's going on, beautiful people?
What's going on?
Wagwan.
It's been a long time.
Feel like it's been forever.
Guys.
Definitely feel like it's been a while.
Yeah, buddy.
Like the show was going with the can y'all hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, somebody got some milk. Does your body good? Yeah,
not
you
milk.
drinking milk?
It's not milk.
That's not.
She needs some milk.
I'm
That was the right Russian.
Is it Bailey's?
You said rum and Moscato?
Coconut
Rum chata.
oil.
Rum shot.
Roscata.
Rum chata is everything. Yes. It's so
Oh.
Goldschlager and rum
It's
chata.
so
The
What's
first
up,
time
babe?
I had it, and the
Babe.
opened it today.
It's everything.
Right tonight.
If you're
I'm
a
gonna check
coffee
it out.
drinker, it's amazing in coffee.
I had it in some hot chocolate this morning, girl. It was amazing. It was wonderful.
Come on through grown up hot chocolate. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
We just got back from Jamaica. I remember stopping in the tourist sites in Jamaica when they put the rum in your coffee. Oh my God.
It's,
You're an island
good.
girl. You're an island world.
So how was everybody holiday? How was your New Year's? How was your Christmas? What y'all do?
I had a wonderful New Year.
Yes.
I got
So
all
I'm
sorts-
excited. I'm excited about this year because the number 222 has been following me for a long time. And it was no accident when I built my home and they gave me the address to my house and it was 222. I was like, okay. So it just hit me in December. This is 2022. Here goes this resounding energy that's been following me. I'm so excited for what this year has to bring. I think this is going to be the year where the givers are really going to benefit. So if you've been giving of yourself, I think that this is the year you really
Yeah,
gonna receive.
buddy.
So I'm excited. I'm excited for
Yeah.
20. I'm really
I
excited.
receive that. I receive it. I
Come on.
receive it.
Yeah.
I receive it.
Yes. Yes,
222
222.
also have. They also. I affiliate that. I can't say the reason, but for a very long time, I've been affiliated with 222 myself. So, but I can't say it over the air because what it really meant. Because of anyway.
But I get it. It resounds. It's an energy. I mean, anyone is free to look it up when you see these certain patterns and numbers.
Yeah,
And-
speaking of patterns, I've been seeing for the past 2 weeks 11-11. Almost every single day, 11-11. Every time I look at the clock, it's 11-11. And I look at numbers, it's 11-11. So I looked it up, and it means money. And it means like the angels are watching over you or something like that.
Oh yeah, it's a.
Oh,
anytime
yeah.
you see those double numbers, they
Yeah.
usually call it an angel number.
Yeah. But I'm waiting for that money.
You have to start looking for
Hey,
these
Toy,
numbers.
she said, Toy,
Yeah. What's up, Latanya?
They looking for the numbers.
Latanya Stratton, what's going on?
Hey, Latanya.
So I don't think
What's
I'm
up,
gonna
Lee
make
Lee?
any, necessarily New Year's what is it when you make the new-
Resolutions?
yeah.
Resolution.
But the only thing I would say is I think that I'm just gonna make today better than yesterday. I just always
Come
trying to concentrate on each day better than the day before.
Yeah.
You can't go
I
wrong.
like that.
That's all you can do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's real good. And like I said in the post before, I said better is not perfect, but it's better than better. So as long as you keep getting better, that's better.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. All right. Come on, everybody. Whoever's watching, please go ahead and share to your page. We're gonna go ahead and get started. But before we do,
Yeah, buddy.
tell me this: what's on your mind? What pisses you off? And I gotta say something really quick because on my mind, before I forget it. I hate when you go to the drive-through. You order your food. You say, "Okay, let me get a 2-piece white with dinner rice and a sweet tea." And then she said, "What kind of drink do you want?"
Not listening.
What
No
kind of
active
sauce?
listening.
I hate, like I said, just as soon as you get out of your mouth, they ask you what kind of drink you want. What your size? Like I said it in order.
Right.
Okay, you definitely won't listen. I hate that.
Right. You do the
Like,
same
what
thing
did
with
you
sides.
just write down? What did you write down?
Right.
Because I said it. But what did you write down?
Right.
Well, you got slow waiters. You got those waiters that think quick on their feet. So that might have been a slow
Thank you, Miss Lee.
cashier or whatever you call it.
You
say
bring
they
up
was
a good
new.
point.
But they
We
was trying.
underestimate the characteristics and the things that make you a strong and a great waitress. Obviously, one of them is listening skills, but you encounter certain waiters and waitresses, and you're like, why are you doing this job? It's like, you don't want a tip. You don't want my money.
But
There's
you-
nothing you've done to impress me or impress upon me that you're not doing more than just bringing me my food.
But you know, the
But you know,
crazy
how
thing
do
is
you-
too, like at
but
some
it-
point,
that-
though.
Go ahead, Faith.
No, I was just
No,
gonna
you
say
go.
that
Go ahead.
it's a natural response sometimes that when you do something over and over again, that you go to autopilot. And so sometimes
Yes.
it's intentional, sometimes it might not be.
Yes.
It's devil's advocate science.
But I think in anything we do, right, not just waitressing, in our jobs, it takes a certain person to decide I'm going to be in the now and I'm not going to be in autopilot. Like,
Right.
I appreciate what I do. I enjoy what I do. This is more than just a paycheck. This is giving me some type of fulfillment. But not of us all have that connection to our jobs. And what we don't realize, and that's what's the beauty, I really think, for me for 2022 is that it is the now. Like, what are you doing with now? How are you appreciating this moment? So many people are not here. Just the fact that you are here is just, it's amazing. If you never thought about that before, what we've experienced in life in the last 24 months, it has to resonate with you, the power of now and what you could do with your time.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Very true. Check this out, you guys. The topic of the day is going to be masculine and feminine energy. Are women getting to be more masculine, or are men becoming more feminine? So, before we get on that, though, let me go ahead and introduce everybody. I got to my, this will be my left, but it's your right. That's Katisha.
Hey. Katisha, more brown, better
No
more brown
no
sugar.
robot.
Last time. I'm gonna give you this.
Pause.
Terrible.
You was beautiful in every pause, though, and that's a different.
I'm gonna make her stop being a lady now.
Thank you,
all
sis.
your pauses were cute. They wasn't nothing
What
like.
so that's okay. They're trying to make me bring up this masculine energy, but I'm gonna keep it cute and feminine.
Listen, girl.
No.
we
Let's
say
go to Faith.
everything is getting better. You know, I didn't put you down. You
Level up in
climbing.
2022, right?
That feminine energy is sensitive. You got come on.
All right. So anyway,
You left it out
next
first.
is Katisha. We have Miss Faith. How you doing, Miss Faith?
I'm doing
Hey.
good.
Come through Christmas present. Yes, Dynamite.
Is it
good.
plugged up? Is it plugged up?
It is.
And on the opposite end at the top, we have Mr. Eric Dawson.
Hey, and look at there, P. Fraser. Look at God.
Look at E. He ready.
Up under Eric, we have Miss Shinway.
Hey, everyone.
Yes, Shinway.
And next to her, we have Miss beautiful Danielle.
Hey,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
Happy
Look
New
at
Year.
you.
Glad to be back with y'all.
Yes.
last but not least, my man Jimmy Savage.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Okay, come on with the merch.
Jimmy, yeah.
Come through with the merch.
Savage.
We can't see the fireplace in the back.
And none other than your boy, the host, Anthony Taylor.
Yeah.
All right, so check this out. Let's go ahead and get to some news for today. Here we go.
And now it's time for the news. Hot topics.
Yo, this is your boy ED, bringing you the news. Yeah, baby. Hope everybody had a happy new year. Come to bring you the news. We're going to start off with the news. A celebrity named Jason Derulo. Do y'all know who Jason Derulo is?
Nope.
Y'all know who that is?
Singer.
Jason. Yeah, he's a singer.
I know Jason from Friday the 13th. That's all Jason I know.
Jason Derulo, look him up. But anyway, he was involved in a fight after someone called him. He was at a Las Vegas Strip resort, and someone mistook him for being Usher, and he got mad and punched the guy.
Not Usher.
Now he's a known celebrity as well, but he got mad, and it was two guys. I think he got handcuffed, but the guys, they didn't want to press charges, so the police didn't file a report. But anyway, look him up, Jason Derulo, and you be like, okay, I know him.
Somebody was trying to be funny.
Let's move on. Hey, y'all know Megan Good and Devon Franklin. You know, Megan Good was a celebrity as well, right?
Right.
You know, her man was together for 9 years, but they got a divorce now, or they're getting a divorce now. They calling it quits. Somebody said in a post that although he was a preacher, just because you pray don't mean your marriage is gonna stay together. But I guess he the one that filed for divorce, from what I'm being told. And they've been married for 9 years, but they called it quits. So it don't matter whether you're a preacher, a Christian, non-Christian. Everybody need prayer. Everybody need healing, and we just need to, just respect everybody's wishes, because God told us that everybody's not in your life always. So why not enjoy the time that you do have with them? But anyway.
Hey, Sheena.
Hey, Sheena.
Sheena, what's going on, Sheena? I know somebody was missing off this podcast. But Sheena, we're coming up to the third topic of the day. I'm quite sure this is a topic that's a few weeks old, but y'all remember the truck driver that got 110 years sentence because he mistakenly, his brakes was giving out, and he caused a 29 vehicle pile up where 4 people got killed and several others got injured. And so they gave him 110 years prison sentence. And the judge said, hey, if it was up to me, you wouldn't have got that much. But because of the laws, these crazy laws that the U.S. have, then we have to give you the minimum of each death. So they gave him 110 years. Where there was a big protest with a lot of truck drivers in Colorado. I think it was about over 300 truck drivers that refused to deliver, and so so a lot of shelves were empty, and they refused. They was doing a protest. But anyway, fast forward, they reduced the 110-year sentence to only 10 years. So kudos to those people who stood by his side and supported him. 10 years is still a long time for an accident, but it's much less than 110 years. So kudos to
Right.
those that stood by
Wow.
his side.
Wow.
That's great. Wow.
Yeah.
Was he
George
a white guy or a
Floyd.
black guy?
But George Floyd, y'all heard about?
Hispanic, I believe.
He was he was what was he? He wasn't white. He wasn't black. He was mixed with something. I think he might have been either Puerto Rican or Mexican,
Yes,
somewhere in that
Hispanic.
extent.
I
Yes,
think he was
yes.
I'm mad that
Yeah,
people
I think
he was
gotta be
Hispanic.
mixed. Oh, he mixed. He just Puerto Rican. I'm mad at you.
you.
terrible.
Yeah, he would mix like Danielle drink, you know, mix a little of this, a little of that.
No, Danielle drink straight from the bottle, boo. There's no mix.
They
No.
don't. They
Oh, it's straight from the bottom?
That's straight
got
from the
some-
bottle.
Oh, okay,
No.
okay.
Cubano.
Oh, he was cute.
Oh,
Okay.
he was Cuban.
All right, next topic. Y'all hear about George Floyd's great niece? Y'all hear about George
Sad.
Floyd, the
Sad
one that
news,
got
sad
killed?
news.
His niece Ariana was asleep, and there was a gunshot fired inside the house where there was 4 adults and 2 kids, and it was just before 3 a.m. and she got shot. And when she got shot, it punctured her lungs. Matter of fact, she was I think, how old was she? I think she was 4 years old. It punctured her lungs and her liver. Her lungs and her liver, and she had 3 broken ribs. And she got up. She said, "Dad, I think I'm being shot." But she lived. She's still going through recovery. But she didn't die. But it just how ruthless people are to shoot in someone's house, not knowing that if there's
Wow.
kids or whoever in the house. But yeah,
Wow.
that's such a tragedy.
Cool.
Yeah. I got 2 more for you. 2 more for you. Hey, a 90-year-old man pulled someone out from drowning. A 19-month-old baby was riding the bicycle and just so happened to fall in a river. But a 90-year-old man went inside and saved the little boy. That was a good story. I think that was in a different country. I think that was in China or somewhere. But a story
Now-
is a story. A good story is a good story.
It ain't maybe just me, but that child probably land close
What's
to
up,
the
man?
bank. That child out there in that water.
Where's her
Probably
parents?
leg.
I'm saying like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole story. I'm saying he probably like on the edge or something. But I doubt if he was like probably like way deep in the water. He's
Don't bring him down. We 90 look
I know,
different
I
in countries
know.
that ain't America. Where he at?
I'm just saying. Look, I was just
Yeah.
I might need to
But-
raise my
But
blood
you know,
cap.
I don't think the water was deep. But for a 19-month-old child, it's deep enough because some of them can't swim. So, whether you know, give kudos.
Oh
to
no,
that
she near the
90-year-old.
water.
Come on.
We don't know if like the water. Yeah, well, we don't know the whole story, but I guess I know here in the States, rivers freeze sometimes, and kids think, and they can skate, they can ride their bicycles on, and then the temperature drops, or rises, I should say, and then the ice is not frozen no more, and many of children have fell through waters.
Get up.
And
Yeah.
sometimes they get them out and sometimes they don't. I don't know particularly what the weather is like in China, but I'm glad to know that the child's okay. Yeah.
Yep.
So we need to
And your
shift
last
it in
topic
some-
for
okay.
today. Last topic for today. A great actor named Sidney Poitier died last Thursday at the age of 94. He was a great actor, great actor. But he was the first
Yeah.
black
Icon.
man. First
Icon.
black man to win the
Mhm.
Best Actor Oscar for his role
Yes.
in that 1963 movie Lilies of the Field. So give it up to the black actor Sidney Poitier.
Absolutely. I went to
Icon.
I went to a performing arts school in Harlem, New York, and I had the opportunity of hearing him speak. He came to have him speak, and it's chilling. Certain people, when you're in presence, I remember being in the presence of Maya Angelou, you just feel the greatness. It exudes from them in their skin and their talk. And he talked about being a Caribbean man and coming to this country and washing dishes for something like 19 cents an hour, and how he started off as a dishwasher.
Yeah, icon. He's an icon.
And life
yeah.
just took him through opportunities. Again, the power now and mastering where you are in this moment, but he just exude greatness, and he demand the children of color, because it was brown and black children in the room, Hispanic and black children, who inspired to be in the performing arts, but he just pulled that greatness out of you. He was so dignified, and he was of such stature. So that I just think, reminiscing on that experience. Powerful man. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for saluting him.
Well, yes. Well, thank you all for listening. This is your boy ED. Back to you, Anthony.
All right. So here we go. The topic of the day. Y'all know we're gonna get into it with this one. Y'all already know. Here we go.
I got to laugh. The athletes are getting ready. Oh God. And it looks like the female energy says, y'all ready. Like the man, they don't know what they about to get themselves into. Oh God.
All right. Well, pull up your sleeve there. Let's go. So I think we should Jimmy. I think Jimmy should start.
Let's go.
I love it.
Yes.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
So what do you want to know?
Okay, let's do this. Let's define feminine energy. Let's define that first. What is feminine energy?
Well, there's a lot of definitions to that.
You want a real definition or?
No, well, it doesn't matter. Just what to you? What is?
Give it to her, Danielle.
What's your definition of it?
Feminine energy is emotional, it's free-spirited, it's expressive.
All right, Valoria.
It's very open, and it's intuitive. That's what feminine energy is to me.
Shinwei.
You said expressive, intuitive.
Yeah, I tried to do the same thing Danielle did as I was sitting meditating on the words, and I came up with some ideas, I guess, myself. But because I'm a female, I put it's my personal understanding of self, that the innate natural flow of expression of myself is going to be feminine energy. And, it looks different for different females, but it should be reflective. It should allow us to go into nature. I put creativity, I put emotional expression, I put spontaneity, I put transformation. I don't want to get caught up in my notes, but yeah, for me, it's the energy that comes out of me in expression naturally as a female.
Cool. I'm gonna sit the ladies. There we go. Faith, what is feminine energy?
So anytime I look at defining something, I'm always going to start by the definition that is set, that's the standard, and go from there, because something has to be concrete, even though we're speaking of things that are abstract. When we're talking about our own perception of it. So something on Google that just said feminine energy refers to a specific set of traits considered to be opposite of traits associated with masculine energy. And then some of the examples, which would be emotional, intuitive, creative, surrender, stillness, vulnerability. And I agree with all of those, because ultimately, which we speak about all the time on this panel, men and women are different. We are designed different, and there are absolutely traits that are identified and associated with femininity. So it would be those traits.
That's so interesting that you did that, Faith. I did the same thing. I Googled and got that definition. It's the first thing on my notes, word for word. And what popped up to me is opposite of traits. And that's something that I struggled with when I was looking at the definition, because here it is. One trait is considered feminine, and then another trait being the opposite would be considered masculine. But that was a great sounding place to hone it in,
Right.
for us to start from.
Right.
The
'Cause the
opposing
truth of the matter
trait.
is, like, we are
Right, right.
emotional. We are different physically, and that's where that definition comes from.
Right.
So just
right.
remembering that.
So, Ms. Katisha, what is feminine energy to you? Define feminine energy.
I truly believe there are levels to feminine energy, and it depends on the place and the what's happening. But just in overall, I feel like it's a subtle power. Most of the time you feel like masculine is considered powerful and strong. But I feel that women that exude femininity have a subtle power, especially when they know to present it and how to present it. It's also considered to be soft. It's a place for comfort and rest. Let me see. It's inviting, oftentimes viewed as emotional, although there are a lot of us women that are not overtly emotional, which, it's projected that all women are. I believe it's spontaneous, is like the definition of compassionate, and overall supportive.
Cool. Okay. Jimmy, what's the definition of feminine energy?
Well, I'm looking in the comments, and Sheena Jones pretty much summed it up without going into all the detail. Having qualities or an appearance traditionally associated with women, which all that with what you said is true. But whatever comes as you see the natural woman, that's feminine energy, and it should always be that, no matter what.
Yes, I agree with that wholeheartedly. And that was why my definition was, it's naturally what's in you. Oh, I so resonate with that, Jimmy, because a lot of femininity is put on, and to really hone that feminine energy, you can't purchase it. You can't buy it.
It's not fake. Yeah.
You can't. Yeah. Oh, I love that.
You can't go it on.
You can't.
All right.
You can't.
Come
So, Eric,
on.
define feminine
Well,
energy.
femininity, to me, everybody said it, but natural beauty, someone who radiates from the inside and it flows to the outside. Someone who's not ashy,
Did he say
someone
ashy?
who is
Shower.
Wow.
Yeah, ask you to.
Some-
Y'all just gonna
someone.
Wait.
Hold on.
Listen. I'm drinking, right? So I'm a little tipsy. So I thought I
I
had it,
love it.
but I'm
I
a little
love it.
slow. So I'm thinking like,
My woman
nah.
is not crazy. I love it. Go ahead, Eve.
Nah.
I'm sorry. I had to stop that there because y'all was just gonna act
If
like
I
he
miss
just
my
said.
elbow, just say that. Oh my gosh.
It's
Love
pronounced.
Eve, go ahead, baby. You got the mic. Go ahead, baby.
Oh man, so y'all messed up my flow. Come on,
You
now.
woke
I didn't
me
mess
up.
y'all's
If I
flow.
was sleeping,
But no,
I'm up
I'm
now.
just messing. But yeah, someone who comes from a tough job and comes home with her man or her husband, and she's no longer that tough one, but she's that jewel. She's that soft what you call it, little Debbie cake, that little Debbie cake that you just want to hold and cuddle with, and someone who you just want to listen to and just console and just be there for the moment, that masculine and feminine touch. I
What's
consider
KD
that
skin?
somebody
He is saying something right now,
really-
y'all.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you why, and I know I
it.
keep jumping in on everybody's comments.
Go ahead.
Because
But
when you said it's how she feel, I have often said to someone, "Don't I feel good?" Like how a woman smells. I mean, her crits and crannies, like how she smell, like how she feel. Like that is a part of femininity. That is. I'm so glad because on dating sites, I have often put a man who can appreciate my feminine energy, how you feel, how you smell. He know how to appreciate a woman. Shout out to your wife.
Now we're gonna talk about
Yes,
about
Gloria.
once you
Right, I
transition
agree
to
with
the
Gloria.
other side on how that becomes. You know, when a woman try to become masculine, we're gonna talk about that, I guess, later when Anthony allow us that time.
We're gonna run out of
Yeah.
time. It's gonna be after 2 parts.
It's
Yeah,
come
look,
on now.
like-
Yes.
Because I got so much to say.
All right.
Listen, this gonna have to be a mini series because I don't want to rush it now. I want to take my time with it.
All right. So I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think a feminine energy is one that's supportive, spiritual, and nourishing. I think so. It's a really is one of the main things. I don't know. I think that those two things there I think are very, very important. When you think of women, y'all are nourishers by nature, and so but some women don't.
Yes.
Some women don't want to tap into it, so it makes everyone different.
Mhm.
So, but let's
Yeah.
go ahead and switch it now. Let's go ahead and switch it. Masculine energy. What is masculine energy? Katisha.
It's that it just makes me go
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like you know
Yes.
it, you feel it.
Now,
It's that.
now we're finna get
And
into it.
look, and it
Yes.
makes. Here's the thing. It channels my feminine energy. It makes me want to be soft. It
Mhm.
makes me want to be open
Ah.
and
Come on.
That's a
and
different
present.
perspective. I like
You
that.
say, I didn't hear you, Jimmy.
I said that's a different perspective. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's,
Masculine energy makes you want to be feminine. I like that.
yes,
It pulls your
Yeah,
feminine.
that's good.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's real good.
brings
It
out
makes it
the
present
balance.
itself.
Yes.
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 Well, that's kind of what
And-
Lori just
Yeah.
said, really.
Yeah.
Lori
It
just said
definitely
that.
it definitely pulls that when it's present and it's there. It because I have a very strong personality, and some people pick that up as being like a dominant person, being a dominant type person. However, I definitely can pick up any energy, and when I'm with a man that exudes masculine energy, but in a gently way. And I'm not talking about masculine energy as in being rah and being forceful and telling me what to do. It's more or less the energy. He understands, that what I need, when let me be here and when to give me that energy to kind of to bring it down, or just I can be soft with him. Every man that's a male does not present with the correct masculine energy. Again, there are levels to it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All
I like what
Faith.
Sheena said as well. That's good what Moore said. Sheena, she's on topic.
Oh, let's
point.
read it for the audience. Strong, mission-driven,
Yes.
problem solvers seeking release from the restraints of life. They are competitive and can have trouble communicating emotions, yet they want to feel appreciated in relationships.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
Lori said amen to somebody.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
to Sheena.
okay. So let me ask y'all
Or to,
something. Do y'all, for the ones that's dating, and I know Eric, you're married now, but you dated at one point. Ladies, do you think that guys are not masculine as they used to be?
No, I definitely don't think they are. I think that society has presented a false ideology of what masculine and feminine energy is, and it's causing conflict. And I think that's because of a lot of reasons, being like they don't have the examples anymore. We don't have the home structure as a template anymore. Women have to present sometimes masculine energy to protect themselves. We don't have fathers and brothers and friends who are having that initial conversation of protection for us. So we have to leave households, and we sometimes switch between having to be the head of household. And then we have to deal with people not understanding sometimes that those roles don't necessarily mean that my feminine energy isn't there. So there's so much misconception on what truly that energy is and means. People have like taken traits and amplified these traits, and they want to call it like masculine or feminine at this point. So like, is there masculinity in you being a leader? Absolutely. Does that mean you being aggressive and asserting yourself? Not necessarily. And so there's some confusion in what it truly is, I think.
I agree with
Hey,
Faith.
Shirley,
I agree
read
with
that.
Faith.
It says, no men are not very masculine. They have a false idea of what an alpha male is.
That part.
Yes.
That
yes.
part.
So I think that
Mm.
plays on what Faith just said. We didn't get to all define masculinity, but for
Right.
me, it is to act, decision making. I put to protect and to provide.
Yes.
For community and family. So one of the things that resonates with us, a lot of us, when we have this discussion about femininity and masculinity, is the effects of the misunderstanding of femininity and masculinity. And I think that's what Faith described. What happens when you don't have a true sense of these roles? But that's the response. I think what a lot of times in this conversation, what we don't do is we don't hone in on the actual energy. And before you can identify with what it does to you in the outside world, we don't focus on self. And
Right.
I really think the feminine and masculine energy issue is an identity issue. I think a lot of people don't truly identify with what is being a man and what is being a woman. And Faith hit on it when you're dealing with absentee parents in the home, whether it be mother or father, because we have a lot of strong, amazing men raising children on their own, just as women, and we forget to salute them. And they're trying to find their balance, just like we do as single parents. But one of the things that I wanted to make sure that we really talked about today is the identity piece. And we look to the dictionary for a definition, and I always explain to my children there's that dictionary definition, but it's the world's definition, and then you have to digest that and understand your own definition. So, not to sound repetitive, but for me, it's that identity piece when it comes to masculine and feminine energy, and we're not spending that introspective time with self. So when we go into the world, it's a mockery. It's a muck.
Let me jump in real quick and say this. I think that based off of this idea of identity, oftentimes we misconstrue that we have to be either or. When we all have some of both in us
Amen.
at all
Amen.
times.
Amen.
And,
Come on.
we have to recognize that men need to be emotional too. Men need to be free-spirited too. So we can't get caught up, and I think some of us, if not many of us, get caught up in trying to be one or the other, or expecting someone to be one or the other, when there is a combination of both of them in all of us.
All right, question, Danielle.
Yes.
When you said men have to be, what now?
Men need to be emotional too. Men need to know what their emotions feel
Right.
like. They need to be able to have a conversation
Right.
about
Right.
them.
Right.
So
So I
that
feel like,
is tapping into their feminine energy.
so to me, when you say emotional too, meaning that's sort of something that females are probably a little strong at, and men need to meet the women at that level. Is basically what you're saying, right?
What I'm saying is recognize that you have masculine and feminine energy within you.
Right.
And identify
I
with
can,
how
I
things
can
make
vouch
you
for
feel.
that. I can.
No, you go ahead, E.
And I can relate to that because that's one of the things that I was thinking of. But one of the consistent truth about masculinity has been this, that men have always feared having it taken away from them or given away, it been allowed to be taken. And that's what a lot of men fear, being in a relationship sometimes, that they steady competing not with other men, but now with the role of the feminine
Come on now.
woman
I
in
asked
the relationship. They now competed against her because now instead of it being masculine and feminine, it seems though one is overpowering the other, and it becomes masculine against masculine. And they start standing toe to toe instead of supporting one another, one behind the other. It now becomes, friction. And a lot of time when you have masculine, you think of tough and you think of strong, and you think, not saying that women can't be strong, things of that nature, but in a home, in a relationship, I don't think that's what God's purpose is for that type of toughness and strength, because I want a woman to want to lean on me, and I want to be able to hold a woman when she wants to be held. And like Danielle said in the beginning, we all have a little bit of both from us. Look at in the beginning of time, woman came from man, so there has to be a little woman inside of us. And because woman came from man, there's a man inside of her, a little bit of man inside of her. So we have that little feminine and masculine that associated with both. But as far as a relationship, I think it just gets too competitive at times. And I can say more and more and more, but one thing I do want to say is that God created man, he created woman to have a relationship. And God wants us to carry these characteristics of being feminine and being masculine when it warrants it. But to be honest, we have a little of each inside of us. And, we just have to accept that. We can't try to be like the man. We can't try to be like the woman. We got to stay in our place. We have to stay in our place.
Faith,
but I'll let somebody else talk because I got a
that
couple
I just
of
want to piggyback on. She talked a little bit about culture, and I think oftentimes in our culture, meaning Black culture, it is not acceptable for men to embrace their feminine energy. And oftentimes women are put in a position to have to put forth so much of their masculine energy. As a culture, we need to do better with that.
Yeah, I think that
I agree.
When it comes to, like, I think you said the yin and yang, that's such a big thing, that yin and yang, because it requires balance and it requires a blending together, So I think for me, like, the biggest thing with my feminine energy, like, I need a safe space, but women, we look for security. Men provide security. So it's like the thing that's missing, the thing that makes it opposite, that it has to be balanced,
Yes.
And so I think that sometimes we have to step back to understand that sometimes it may come off as being masculine energy or feminine energy. Sometimes it's wounding. Sometimes someone is triggered. And what we need to do at that moment is create a safe space so that we can move beyond that. The other thing is our reality, us as a people now here at this time in America, is not always been our story as a people. I hate to always put it there, but the way that our culture had the men and women situation, I think, is a little bit different than, I think it varies by culture. So I think in history, Black women have always been very strong. However, there has been that respect and that cohesiveness in a relationship. And I think sometimes we look at other cultures and we think that what we have is supposed to look like what they have. We still have the cohesiveness. We're just not the same, No.
Right. Let me say this. Don't. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to piggyback and just said again. I just feel like there are layers to this feminine and masculine energy. Society. Piggyback on what Faith was saying related to society. it goes way back to how the system was set up to break up Black families, and taking the man out of home through various systems had to have made culturally sisters step up to exude a little bit of both. And it's not because we mostly wanted to, but what does a man masculine energy bring? It feels it's protection, it's safety. So we've had to on some level exude that level of strength just to kind of protect what we kind of have going on. And again, it dates back, and it culturally and your upbringing has affected all those things. And she mentioned being wounded. Sometimes when a woman can project, a man can perceive there's been a lot of masculine energy, again, it goes all back to communication and really taking the time to know that person. Because once you get to know her story, which is her history, you may begin to figure out why that level of that energy you're feeling for her may be a little bit too strong. No male role models, or no example of a male and female energy. And so a lot of times women, as we get older, we're picking up on what we know, and you kind of learn. And for me, I have a very strong personality. It's because I've had to be. However, I've also learned that what I learned about myself is my feminine energy really shows up when I know I'm safe with him. When I feel safe and I feel protected, he gets the most vulnerable part and the most softest parts of me. And again, but that takes time. That takes trust. That takes making me feel like, you got me. So again, levels.
Right. That's good.
And don't huff and puff.
That's good.
And say I'm doing too much when you finally get it. Now you got it. I'm being I'm soft now. I'm all the way open. The hard shell done cracked. Now you got to understand when that thing open, you got to be careful now.
Right.
Come on.
Hey Jimmy, what you got?
Yes, sir.
What you got?
I'm looking here at the definition of masculine energy. And it says masculine energy is the side of your being that is responsible for taking action. This originates in the thinking process. In order to act, we need to decide. In order to decide, we needed confidence. All right, pretty much. All right, so a woman's always going to have masculine energy and feminine energy, but a woman should always stay in their feminine energy. When it comes to the masculine part, it's taking care of business. It's not running your mouth. It's not being mad aggressive to everybody in front of you. It's taking care of business. That's being in your masculine energy, which, thus being a single mother, a parent, you're in your energy to take care of the home and your child. That's when your masculine energy comes out. It's not being aggressive to the point where you're yelling at people, acting a fool. Women should always stay in their feminine energy.
I think women
and they're masculine, it's taking care of business. Men, only in my opinion, I didn't look it up, but I don't think men have feminine energy. Like someone said, it's an identity kind of crisis. When men show their emotion, which we're basically not allowed to, everybody wants to call it feminine. Mm-hmm. But men are barely allowed to show their emotions, and when they do, it's automatically called feminine. It's not. Men have emotions too. We just do not know how to express them because there's not a world really where we are allowed to.
I agree with that.
So I don't believe in that feminine energy with men. We are always going to be masculine no matter what it is. It's just we do not know how to express ourselves emotionally. When it comes to that different look of masculine energy when it comes to a female, I would call it toxic masculine energy, because if you're up in someone's face yelling and screaming, and that's what they usually call masculine energy, and that's what everybody's doing to this day. Right. Oh, you're yelling in my face. That's toxic masculine energy.
Yeah.
Because what you're trying to compare and compete with the man, you're trying to push a man to a level where he wants to hurt you, and that's toxic. If you want to be masculine in your energy,
Jimmy,
if you want to be masculine with the energy, we work together. You know what I'm saying? What they are portraying out there is the masculine energy when when you see like someone on like these podcasts, because I watch a lot of them, and when you see a female up there yelling, talking over people, rah 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 rah, they call that masculine energy.
That's not masculine.
And that's not just that's not masculine energy. That's toxic. So that's what I'm trying to say. When you're in your feminine, you're not yelling at anyone. You're not over talking anyone. You're being pleasant, presentable. You're being in your natural woman being, right? So that's your natural feminine energy. And when you want to be aggressive, you handle business. That's your masculine coming out. But it's about business, handling what needs to be done in your life, not in a toxic way. So people get this confused with the masculine and the feminine energy. They use it the way social media does it. You know what I mean? They always say women are going to have masculine energy, but the definition of it is being, energy, being responsible of taking care of business, pretty much, and stepping up to the plate. And most women had to step up to the plate because there was no man in the family, man in the home. But people are looking at it in a different way. When a woman acts out aggressively towards another man, they call it just masculine energy, and it's not. It's toxic.
It's
but
not
women
just
are always going to have
emotional.
the
Why is it toxic for a woman to be able to have a voice?
I'm gonna say
and
maybe
express her
just
opinion?
emotional. I'm sorry, it sounds like that's called being expressing
not
emotion.
masculine at all.
That's like she pissed and she upset.
Then why is it toxic for her to have an opinion and to speak out?
Could you get more with sugar or with salt?
That's not the point. The point is, why is it
No, that is the
automatically
point.
toxic?
That is the point. That is the point. Because when you understand your being, you can get your point across being feminine. But if you're yelling and going like back and forth, here's the thing: it's not women not knowing men is a big problem. Also, when men are triggered by aggressiveness, we think you're a man regardless. If we hear loud. If you hear somebody yelling loud, we automatically as men have a trigger that makes us like, what the fuck are you talking? Are you serious? It makes us want to be violent. This is a man. So if a woman is being like that, what I'm not saying is masculine to me. I'm saying you want some problems. But in the social life, they call it masculine energy because that's how men act towards each other. Women can get anything they want if they stay in their feminine form. They can get their point across if they stay in their feminine form. It's how you react to what's going on in your situation.
Wait. Let me wait. I haven't said anything yet. Let me say something. The only thing about this whole thing to me, it seems a little unfair. It's just the way the rules are when it comes to the masculine, because we have what you guys are just explaining. What we have to be, it's like y'all want us to meet some feminine requirements, but most men are not asking for you guys to meet some masculine requirements. We're not asking for you guys to be masculine.
We don't need to be feminine.
But y'all like when somebody take care of business. Is that not a masculine energy?
Right, but I'm saying that y'all no. I'm just
Is that not what I explained at the beginning?
Y'all saying about emotionally, y'all want to do certain things. What I'm saying is that you don't hear guys say that.
I don't want my man to have feminine energy. I just need him
cause...
to be supportive. Know that it's okay to have emotion and understand my emotions.
And what's not okay is that you think that you're going to yell at me and you're not going to get that exact reaction back, because the man is not going to have that situation be the case. So when you step out of your masculine energy and cause toxic masculinity, you're going to get back what you got because you didn't.
And so
let me ask you a question.
You're hitting on it, Faith. You're hitting on it.
Yeah, Faith.
Can I ask you a question?
But is that
healthy?
Is that healthy?
It's not.
Yeah, all right. Thank
it's
you.
Not, but,
I was about to bring that up. So, Faith,
whose responsibility is that?
Let's let him ask the question. Let's let him answer.
Say you're alone by yourself walking the streets, and a man, comes up to you and yells at you. Do you think you should match his energy at that time? Do you think it's safe for you to do so?
Okay, so that is you asking a question to fit your narrative, but that's not going to be the case in a relationship. That's a random stranger.
What you just said.
Can I finish
if you're
answering?
yelling at me, I'm gonna match your energy.
Can I finish
giving you an answer, whether you agree with it? Let her answer, though.
I'm talking to Faith.
Can I finish?
It doesn't matter whether you
Jimmy,
talking to.
Jimmy, come on,
I
keep
don't-
it
we don't-
together.
we don't
That's
remember.
not.
Me and
That's
Faith are
toxic.
talking.
Yeah,
That's not-
I'm just
that's
saying.
not
I
okay.
would do the same for
Yeah,
you.
but me and Faith are talking.
But this is not the Faith and Jimmy show. So, with that being said, all I was saying was allow her to answer. When you was talking, I said allow him to speak. I did the same thing to you, but your ears only chose to hear when I did it for Faith. I just want to.
I didn't do it for me either.
I did it because I thought it needed to be done. And as a sensible person, see, this is it.
The energy is shifting in the show.
It's not
The
even
energy has
masculine,
just shifted.
Right.
It's shifted
There we
in the
go.
show.
Bing, 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 bing. It's
The
not even
energy have
masculine and
just
feminine
shifted.
energy here. This is energy. And this is why I'm saying it's how you identify with self. You may
With
reflect
respect.
that on me, but that's
With
smoke and
respect.
mirrors.
I'm
The-
gonna
Listen,
listen
listen,
to the truth
y'all
of the
know what
matter
I'm
is that
saying.
women are
Listen,
emotional and
y'all
they change
just
with the
proved each
wind.
other
It is
point,
a
really.
man's responsibility to really create the stability. If the truth
And
be
to
told,
create
we are
the peace,
emotional
to
and we are
set the
fickle and we
stage.
move.
Protect.
So you command
Yes.
what the energy is in the room,
for
and we
feminine
automatically respond to that.
As the
What you're
man,
doing
you
right now
control
is a
the
response
room.
to what you just gave out.
You
Y'all
There's
listen.
control
some
the
things that have been said
temperature.
that people didn't agree
Mhm.
with, but nobody got this energy because nobody presented themselves in the way that you just did.
Men control the temperature in the room. You need to know your power.
The truth of the matter, you
Even
guys
if
control
her
it.
temperature rises, you control the temperature.
But
Absolutely.
y'all know that y'all just proved his point too, though. Y'all just proved each other's point.
Thank you. Thank you.
We did not. All I
I don't
said
think
was
so.
allow.
My
I said
Y'all
energy
both
is not
y'all just did the same
masculine.
thing.
no. I
My
didn't.
energy is
Not
not
at all.
masculine because I
No,
chose to
didn't.
disagree with him. My energy
And
is
to
masculine
communicate.
because I raised my voice. I'm
That's
emotional.
that's your opinion, but as a
You
man,
see what Ron
you
wrote?
might say it differently.
When Ron said women are far more masculine, they're even using devices to pee like men now. Damn
Ain't
shame.
no real
Ron,
women
this
doing
is
that
not that
shit.
show.
That's it, Ron. Yeah,
This is
Ron.
not that show, Ron.
Yeah.
No, Ron.
This is an
Maybe part
example
two. This
of
is
why
not.
our energy is not coexisting as it should. Because at the end of the day, somebody has to make the decision to be the bigger person. Now, what's going to happen is the women are going to make the decision to bring it back down and simmer. But
Sheena,
ultimately,
it's all right,
it really
Sheena.
should be your responsibility
What about
to
that
do
later?
it. I'm sorry? I'm
Don't
sorry?
tell me, Sheena.
No,
Okay.
he was just reading
Ultimately-
the comment of Sheena. Let's not gain up on
Come
Jimmy.
on, Sheena.
No,
But
Sheena,
no,
we're not ganging up
but
on
you-
Jimmy. We just want to have
Are
a
we
level
watching
of
the same show?
understanding and respect and to hear.
This
Like
whole
we heard
energy
him
is shut
out,
down.
but
It's
Jimmy's
up,
not
girl.
hearing the other side and hearing the rebuttal. It's okay. Again, feminine, masculine energy
Wait, hold on,
cannot
wait.
agree.
What is Jimmy doing? What is Jimmy doing that you think Jimmy's doing? That you
Not
think
listening.
Jimmy is doing? What is it?
Not
Not
listening,
listening.
wanting
What is
his
Jimmy
point to
doing?
be heard.
Not
and
Not
hearing
listening
others.
for understanding. You're listening, but
How
listening
do
for
you know?
understanding.
How do you know that though?
Because you're making this very much debatable. You're not even letting Faith finish.
No, actually,
And then
you
you're
know,
becoming
you know what hold on.
defensive once someone
Hold on.
says,
No,
"Hey,
no.
let her finish." That's
Where'd
masculine.
you see defense? Where'd you see defense?
When you
You
chose
All
the
did
I
not
last
did
just
was
see the
try-
battle that
all
just
I-
went back
all I
and
did-
forth.
All I did was simple words with a low tone voice and say, "Me and Faith are
Low?
talking." Yes, me and Faith were talking.
it was
And it was
not.
very
It
low.
was disrespectful though.
Let me
That's all it was.
say
But
this.
it
Let me say this.
shifted when
The
the
best-
when the
And
respect
Let me say this.
all
shifted.
four of you decided to
Let's let Eric have
just
have
by
the
me
floor.
saying, just by saying me and Faith are talking. It's me and Faith.
Because protect your
What was so
protect
difficult
your,
about
your
that?
black
Why did that-
sister.
why
Don't
did that
do
trigger
that.
you
Don't
guys?
disrespect her in that
Why
manner.
did,
That's
how
not
is that
okay.
not? How is that
She has
disrespecting you
love
by
for you,
saying
That's
and
what
she
we picked
treats
up.
you
We
with
talking?
picked
care.
up as
So handle
disrespect.
her with care.
How-
Handle her with
it's picked
care.
up
If
that
you're
way?
not gonna be the
Well,
masculine
it felt
energy to stand up for her,
disrespectful.
then I will
Wow.
absolutely offer you masculine energy, toxic energy, female energy, whatever the fuck you need.
Uh-oh.
Handle her with
in
care.
that situation?
That's that.
In
Handle
that
her with
situation,
care.
who's gonna look like what in that situation? Me
I
or
don't
you?
I don't care how anybody looks. Handle her with care.
I know that's the problem. That's the
not a
problem.
problem.
But do
Y'all
you
don't
care,
problem is
Jimmy?
Let me say
originating
this.
because
Jimmy,
you did not
do you
handle your
care?
sister with
Do
care.
you care?
If anybody handles you with care
How
on
am
the
I
show,
not?
it's
How am I not
Finway.
handling?
She handles you with care more than anybody else. But you give me the most respect when she the one who's looking out for you. Stop treating her
I
like
did.
that. Stop
I
treating
You
her
were
like
did.
that.
talking. I said, let Jimmy speak. You didn't even
She
hear
always
that.
got your back.
So you choose to
Listen,
receive
like
feminine
Here's the thing,
energy from who
ladies.
you want to
Here's the
choose.
thing, ladies. See, there you
Whether
go.
I'm
That's all.
attracted to someone or not, I can
Insult.
receive their energy.
Insult. insult because you feel some type of way. You
Yeah,
said I
I
was
do
using
feel
feminine
some
energy.
type of way.
Even
I
Sheena
still
said,
say remove
I-
myself
Sheena
because
said,
my energy is not
Listen,
appreciated.
ladies. All I said was me and Faith were talking very low.
You didn't
And
even
now
say it
being
like
all
that.
this aggressive. Yes, I
Didn't.
did.
You didn't even say
Yes,
it like
I
that.
actually did. You took,
it was Jimmy, it
um,
was
very
dismissive.
Anthony,
I just listen
Anthony
to
and,
understand,
It was
Jimmy.
very dismissive.
Look, this
Anthony and
is, we love you.
Anthony
It was
and Eric, y'all talked
dismissive.
enough. Y'all said a lot. Y'all said a lot.
Damn, Jimmy, y'all talked enough, really? You doing
Y'all
too
said a
much
lot.
now.
So
Yeah.
Anthony and Eric, did I sound like I was being disrespectful?
Dismissive.
Honestly.
Dismissive
honestly.
is disrespectful.
I don't think so.
Listen,
I'm so aggressive.
If I was,
No,
was-
okay.
I look forward to everyone going back and listening to the show. No, honestly,
Okay.
without us
you should.
being combative, just go back and listen to the show in its entirety. I know I missed a piece because I was due to technical difficulties, but I know the energy that I brought when I came back and the support that I gave to both sides. So I look forward to everybody listening to the show, because we don't understand what our energy brings, whether we're man or woman, feminine or masculine. We have the ability to build or to break down. And people are learning from us and they're feeling from us, and our energy is real and it's powerful and it can shift things. And I want
Just
you
like that.
I want you to understand, and this is not a read, because it's so much bigger than this. Oh my God, you don't even understand how much love I have for you as a mother of 2 sons and all brothers. But and that feminine energy, you might not be used to that feminine energy. That's why you might sigh. Because all female, when there's a connection between 2 people and they're the opposite sex, it does not always have to be romantic. Brother, I may come into your life as a sister, as an auntie, or even a mother, but my energy, what I put into myself, it reigns. And so the work that I put on myself, when I step into an arena and I share that with you, and you give me that dismissive energy, that disrespectful energy, that harsh energy, because of the respect that I have for you, I look for you to protect me. I look for another man on this show to say something and be like, don't come at her like that. So when I have to protect myself from you, you've shifted my dynamic. I want you really to go back and listen to the show and listen to how when you were speaking, I said, let Jimmy's, because I wanted to hear you. This is such an important show. And for you to rob us of this experience by shifting the energy, now the focus is not on the topic, it's on this. This is not what should reign on the show.
Right there was.
Y'all are hilarious.
We're
Y'all
putting
are
the
hilarious.
energy back.
And I
Denise,
don't
y'all-
think it's
y'all-
by
y'all-
accident.
We're
that
gonna
it
put
Y'all
always
the energy
prolonging
back
it.
where it was.
Y'all prolonging it by talking to me. You could have went back to the topic a long time ago.
But no, this
Not
is
saying
energy.
that,
This
yeah.
is part of the topic.
This
This
is
is
That's how
masculine
powerful
and
your
feminine
energy is.
energy.
That's how
And
powerful
it
your
just
energy is.
demonstrated how quickly it can shift just from having a conversation and not. And I'm Jimmy. I'm pretty sure it was very much not your intention for it to come off that way. We're only asking that you hear and understand how it was perceived, because perception is reality.
Absolutely.
So I'm pretty sure you didn't make the statement in that time as to come off being disrespectful or dismissive, but you have 4 sisters on here that perceived it in the same way, and it was not directed at all of us. We picked up on the energy that it was being directed towards our sister. And so in that,
On a regular
the
basis.
shift happened. It just happened like that. It went into defensive. It started out as an understand. Hey, this is what happened. Yes, it did. It happened. But then we weren't heard.
Well,
We were not heard on what we were trying to communicate, and that shift. So we
You know
know
what
you. I
happens
know you
when
were not
we-
intentional. That was not your intention. It's just to have the understanding of like, wow, they really took it like this. My fault. That ain't what I meant to. That was not what I was trying to convey. It's just understanding and
What
hearing each
happens?
other.
What happens a lot of times is when someone gets underneath your skin and we start to boil over So there was some disconnect in there. There was some misunderstanding in there, and I think there was some aggressiveness in there. And I didn't see so much of maturity inside of what just happened. What do I mean by that? There was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. No one
Nobody
wants to
back down.
let the I don't want to say feminine, but they didn't want to let the soft side, the mature side, handle this situation and say, okay,
She showed us
I'll
it
let
didn't work,
you
and
speak.
she did that.
Instead,
we would
When
just
you watch
say,
it, so you're gonna
it-
see I
hold
was
on.
quiet.
It didn't work.
I
It
can't wait
wasn't
till you watch
happening.
it.
Hold on. But it just kept going and on and on and on and on and on. And what happens when we allow people to get underneath our skin is they now have control over you. Why did I say that? Because they're controlling your temperature. They turning you up and they turning you down. They controlling you, and that's what just happened. Jimmy allowed Jimmy to control you, and Jimmy, you allowed them to
temperature
control
thing.
you. You both
I
will
have to
get
raise my voice for
No,
him
no.
to hear.
because yeah, but it was speaking on top of one another instead of just scaling back and just let the
That's what
person
resonates
get out
with him.
what they needed to get out. And I think that's where we get a good understanding. No, we don't all have the intentional it's not intentional to come at someone. I think sometimes it's unintentional, but it still could be wrong. I think we really find ourselves in that situation at times, and sometimes we just need to sit back and that's what I do a lot is I go back and I re-listen to this podcast 2 or 3 times. But feminine and masculine is actually a great thing. We're going at one another as if it's a bad thing. I think we're just trying to say, Jimmy was trying to say, if you just stay in your lane and be the soft side and not so much of the aggressive side, and it just can get ugly at times. And I don't think.
What I think you're missing is we heard Jimmy. We were trying to hear Faith's response.
Right.
We listened and we heard Jimmy.
Right.
We were then listening to Faith's response that was getting interrupted. And Shinwei was trying to say, hey, let her finish. And from there, that's when it shifted. Because I guess Shinwei wasn't staying in her place.
Right.
Is that what I was
So was that shift? So was that shift a time to be aggressive? Because that's where it went to.
She was not feminine.
I understand what
she was not aggressive, and that didn't work. It didn't work until we got aggressive with him. So at the end of the day, I'm willing to give you all the feminine energy.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm willing to be quiet and listen to you and stay in this marriage. This is the place I want to be soft. But she is always soft with him. She's been soft every episode of this show I've seen before I was on this episode.
Y'all know what I think we miss a lot. Here's one thing I think we miss a lot on the show, and this is one from both sides. Keeping it real, we ain't listening to each other. It's from both sides.
Right. I don't know if it's on both sides. I think that we're spreading out accountability issues here. We are spreading out accountability.
Come on, brother. Come on in the room, brother.
But see, that's the whole point. You always start with yourself first. That's the first start to solving problems. You didn't play a part in this unless you was just say a word. You didn't play a part in it. But if you
question for the masculine energy. Question for my masculine brothers. Had us ladies not intervened and like, hey, don't cut her off, let her finish. Were we going to continue to let that go on, brothers?
It went on for a minute.
You did not see where, hey, my brother may not be exuding the energy she needs to show him at her feminine side. So let's shift the gears. Did you two not pick up on that? I'm just asking.
I picked up on we're doing the show, and I'm just allowing everybody to just say their opinion. That's what I picked up on.
But when it shifted, we're all trying to say our opinion, but it took a shift.
It did, but
like it may be that we are sensitive.
This is why men don't get feminine energy. Because there's no protection for it. We're sensitive when we open up in that manner. It is very difficult to be hurt in that
Is that help? Is that healthy?
You got to have some personal accountability, my dude. At the end of the day, if you gonna keep hitting me, if you gonna keep stabbing me, I'm not gonna keep showing that side to you. At the end of the
But
day,
is that
like
healthy?
that's crazy.
Is that healthy though?
So this
But
is
is
what
it
I
healthy
did.
to,
all
is
I'm
it
saying.
healthy to pull that out of her? Is it healthy to trigger that in her?
Listen, I'm
That's
gonna tell
the
you one thing.
question.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Y'all
Is
can't
it
do that.
healthy
One
to
thing I know
trigger
about
that?
God
'Cause two
is that
play
He
a game
always
in that.
gives us a choice. You have a choice every single time. It doesn't
Where
matter. You have a
is the
choice.
accountability
And
for
that's what
your
I'm showing.
brother?
Yes.
Accountability.
Can I say something? And I don't want to sound redundant. I really look forward to everyone going back and listening to the show, because to Faith's point, my original response was I was quiet, and I was allowing the other ladies to do my talking. I eventually got on my soapbox, but it wasn't immediately. So
It
if
was
my
me.
feminine and it was you, and you let that
Every
bull
time.
loose every time.
It's gonna be
So-
me every time. If you don't
Yeah,
want to
and I-
protect her, I will. Every time.
But see, you know, see, that's the whole thing. It's almost like
So-
you just challenged me and Eric masculinity
But
You
because
didn't
we
say
didn't
nothing.
do
But
something
I-
that you
I
thought
would
was
It happened for a
masculine.
while.
But honestly, what I'm saying to you is I want
That's
to
what
know.
I'm saying. It's one-sided.
No, Anthony, what I'm saying is
Yeah.
both energies were presented. They both were there. I just want you to look honestly. I'm
I'm
forward.
not disagreeing.
Let's
I'm not
have a
disagreeing.
discussion after looking at the show, looking back at the show. You're going to see how both energies were present. And what did we respond to? What got us to where we are right now?
Right, but what I'm saying is it's wrong on both
Which became
sides. That's what I'm
toxic.
saying.
It
Like,
became toxic.
I mean, really, to me, she just threw shade just then. It's because we didn't do something, we were not known and being masculine for that second. She
No,
had to do
no.
that.
I didn't
I
say
think-
anything about
I
your
think-
masculine energy. I didn't question your masculine energy. I said on a regular basis, this happens. I care for Shinwei. I value
Right.
who she is in my life and the energy that she brings and how she's able to shift the room. So I don't
Right.
care if we're here. I don't care if we're in church. I don't care if we're at a schoolhouse. I'm going to protect Shinwei's feminine energy.
No
She
wrong
does
with
not
that.
come out
Is
of
that
character.
protection
She
though?
does not.
That's not protection. That's not protection.
Listen,
Faith.
listen. You
That's not
you
protection.
guys did not say anything. I'm not going to let somebody.
No, we
in
don't
my
have to say
presence
anything.
speak to her
Sometimes,
in that
sometimes the
way.
best way to do
This
it
is
is
why
not
you
to
guys
say
don't
anything.
get women who are constantly feminine, because nobody is saying, okay,
Yeah,
maybe
No,
we bring it down. If, as a man, from a man to a man, he would have dealt it with you a little bit differently than he dealt with me. But it takes nothing for you to just say,
but you.
okay, y'all, let's take a second.
But there's a
Anthony,
place
you're
and
okay.
time
That
for all of
part.
that.
Okay,
There's a place
that
and time
part.
for all
Let's
that.
take a beat.
We need another
There's a place and
masculine
time.
energy to say, hey, you know, let's shift gears here.
There's a
This is taking a shift.
right
Because
right.
the two that were involved the temperature was already turned up. Nobody was adjusting the
Right.
temperature. So to my other two gentlemen that are in the room, that was your opportunity to come in with the masculine energy to shift the temperature in the room for both the
You-
two.
you know
that
how
had
many
the temperature
time-
up.
You,
See, that's
you know
masculine
how
right
many
there.
time I
How was
tried
that,
to break
What I
in?
just said?
You know how many time I tried to talk?
Right.
You know how many time I tried to talk, but I couldn't talk? Count how many time I tried to talk.
We there now.
Go back
we
and
there
look
now.
and see how
We're
many
up
times
here
I
now.
tried to say something. I tried to say, hey, what is this gonna solve? Going back and forth. What is it gonna solve? Meaning, let's
calm as
move
possible.
on. Let's not attack
Okay.
one another. That's basically
But
what
why
I
you
was
couldn't
saying.
have said that before we got here and stopped your brother? Why you couldn't have
That's what
done
I'm
it at
saying.
that
Stop.
point?
See,
Why
here's-
is it
see,
our
listen,
responsibility?
listen.
Why is it our responsibility to not to let it slide and let him continue to be disrespectful when you could have
No,
stopped
I wasn't
it
letting
then?
him.
I'm being disrespectful.
I went both ways.
No,
I
it
went
was,
both
it
ways.
was,
Go back and look
so
at the
I
video.
guess
I
my
went both
question
ways.
is, and again, this is a very serious question. It's no slight to Jimmy. We absolutely love and adore Jimmy.
No, you
Jimmy,
don't.
this is not a dig on you. This is just no. This is an example of what really happens in relationships. We have a relationship here in the Velvet Room. Where the first few letters of relationship is relate. It's how we relate, and so
Right,
how
relate.
we are relating, we learn how to relate with each other. And that's getting to know and understand each other. That's in any type of
That's through
relationship, whether it's
understanding.
love, life,
Correct.
it's the understanding. It's the understanding. So at what point and I guess I'm asking Jimmy, at what point did the feminine energy shift for you? Like at what point did things shift? And did it shift when Shinwei jumped in? Was she no longer exhibiting feminine energy and she should have just stayed in her place? Help us to understand exactly where it shifted for you.
When y'all don't agree with anything, it'll shift regardless. If you don't agree with anybody says, a man says, y'all will shift. That's
So
just
are
how
you-
it is.
When
So are you
did it
saying
shift?
that if someone doesn't agree with
Because
you,
I
energy shift?
honestly, to be honest with you, I barely heard Shinwei say, let me talk, because I was talking. So I wasn't really listening. I didn't hear that part. So I wanted, Faith was responding to my question or what I was saying. So when I ask a certain person something, I want to hear what they have to say. And if it turns into a debate between us two, that's where it should stay. So we will figure it out. We will figure it out ourselves.
Yeah,
Yes,
we can see you,
I
right?
did say something while you were talking, but me and you will figure it out like we usually do. We'll figure it out maybe you'll say, well, let me talk. And I'm like, okay, and I'll probably be like, okay, go ahead. But when outside comes inside to a discussion, all I said was, me and Faith are talking.
This is
Just
not a
with
Faith and
that
Jimmy
tone.
show.
With that
This is
tone.
an open discussion.
Okay, so when Anthony and Shinwei were talking, it's not a Shinwei and Anthony show, but they were talking, right?
And
But
we
you
all
always just-
I was
interject.
asking you, but I was asking you a question, and all I wanted to do is I wanted to go get the what it had to be said between me and you.
I think that's
Because when somebody else jumps in, that brings another perspective. Now I gotta think about another person's shit while I'm trying to focus on what you have to say.
Jimmy,
So
all
what I'm
she
trying
was
to say,
saying,
you know what I could have said?
go ahead.
You know, to be on both sides, since that's what y'all want. I could have said it in a better way. But as y'all see me, all these shows, I am not what y'all want me to be. You know who Jim Savage is, and you know how I speak. So this shit, just like I know how y'all are, and I treat y'all accordingly most of the time. I know how y'all get down. You know how I do. So why bring it to a personal level where rah, 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 when you know that's what I do.
The only one who did that, who offered that to you was me.
You're acting like I'm acting out of character or something.
The only one
So
that
I
offered
think-
that to you was me. And the reason why we're having this show is because
But
we're
me
having a
and you weren't
conversation
continuing
about
the
this.
conversation.
We're having a conversation about why masculine energy has not been cohesive and existing, why women aren't giving that. So I'll be honest with you, not being heard is definitely a trigger for me. And if you're going to be loud with me, I'm going to give loud back to you. And if there's not going to be someone to stand up, then I'm going to stand up, whether it be for me or on behalf of somebody else. And all I'm saying is I can take personal accountability. The feminine energy
Is that going to work for
shifted.
you though?
The feminine energy shifted when I shifted it because I got loud and I personally apologized. She did not do that. She nicely
I
said
know
it to
she
you.
did.
She let it go and she stopped talking. But I was not
She
okay
did.
with the way that you spoke to her personally.
So
And
you're the
that's
one.
on me. That's my fault.
So why are y'all yelling at
Because
me when
we
she
were-
shifted the shit?
Let me finish. Because at the end of the day,
Like, point proven.
I responded to how I felt about the way you were treating her, but ultimately it's my personal accountability on how I choose to respond. If we were to do it again, which we do this every show, you're going to get the same response from me every time.
Oh, we know
The
this
minute
now.
you disrespect her, and it's been this show, this way every
You
single
thought it
show,
was disrespect.
you're gonna exactly. The minute you talk to her
Yeah,
out
you
of
did.
pocket, this is what you're gonna get from me every time. Because the truth
Let
of
me
the
ask you a
matter is,
question.
Jimmy, you don't talk to me like that. That's my
Yes, I do.
issue. If
Yes,
you're
I
gonna
do.
be getting aggressive with somebody on the show, you really should be getting aggressive with me because she is. I've never
We just did
ever
a show and I got
in
aggressive
any
with you, so I don't understand what you're
I've
talking about.
never in any interaction heard her talk to you in anything but love. Never. It's
And that's
always
her.
me.
And
All I'm
listen,
saying
y'all
to
act
you,
like I don't.
all I'm
You
saying
act
to
like
you,
I have some
brother,
type of hostility towards Shinwei.
honor her because she
You
loves
act
you
like
and
this is a
she's
show
trying to
we
get.
talk.
All she offers you is feminine
I'm not
energy.
Shinwei.
That's all she
I don't
gives
talk
you.
like Shinwei and I'm not Shinwei. This is
Heard,
how she
understood.
speaks. I love Shinwei to death.
Do you
That
talk to
doesn't
them like
mean that
that?
I
Do you
can't
talk to
say
Eric and
something.
Anthony like
I
that?
talk to
Anthony, you want to go
everybody
to
like
another?
that. Everybody can get it. It's
Does
not
everybody
me,
get
it's
it?
who I
That's the
am.
question.
Yes, they
Does
do.
everybody get it?
Yes, they do. You do too. And you act like you don't.
Never.
You out your mind. We just did a show and I did. So what are you talking about?
Never.
Cheers. Y'all go ahead and
and
speak what
you got it together,
I'm sit.
and you
Well, that's
came
great,
back
Nadia.
around. And
Y'all keep going. And why? Because you was in your feminine energy.
Well, Sheena made a point. Sheena said you all are passionate and excited about this topic, yet y'all cut the fellas off at times.
Facts.
Yeah,
I don't think it was that way up front.
But this is the thing.
Do you see the fellas getting mad about that shit?
No.
At the beginning of the show, that's not what we were doing. We may talk at the same time. I would say, Eric, you go. Eric say, no, you go. At the beginning of the show, that was not the
Always
energy.
an excuse.
Now, granted, sometimes it does happen. I can definitely admit that I have an issue because I get excited. I know Shinway gets excited and will interject. However, and I'll go back and watch the show. I do go back and watch the show. That was not the energy before this situation.
But you know who always stays in their feminine energy? Shinway.
Correct. And I'm not Shinway.
All right. I know we know that. We definitely know that.
And it's crazy that you can admit that she stays in her feminine energy, but you don't make a decision to protect and honor her feminine energy.
She is well protected. Nothing's going to happen to Shinway.
I know, because I'm here.
That does not mean that I cannot talk the way I want to talk. I don't know who you think y'all are to try to guide my conversation. But this is how it's going to be.
I'm just saying,
I did not say anything disrespectful besides I wanted to talk to you personally. That's it.
Shinway is strong. It's beautiful that she continues to exhibit that. But there's a woman out there who stopped offering her feminine energy because
in all the love of feminine and masculine energy, because we love, I love the feminine and the masculine energy. Let's shift gears because we're shifting. We in fifth gear with this.
Right.
And the whole purpose of this is to gain understanding and appreciation of each other's point of views and experiences. And as we all know, our experiences in life is a direct reflection of our behavior. So this is an understanding. Can we just understand that everybody is passionate? We women, we understand that men want to see our feminine energy. We understand, and I guess it helps to understand what our man, who we're in partnership with, our relationship with, what they perceive as feminine energy, and vice versa. I think having the understanding of what the other person understands that is allows you to project whatever it is they need. Right now, we good. We good. And we are. I mean, and everybody is good. I think this was very good because it can show how that shift can happen and what triggers are for people. Yeah. And here it is, communication. Communication.
One of the things I learned in all this problem solving is, I'm telling you, you're not mature, you're not a woman, you're not a man until you're able to start with yourself first. I'm telling you, when I was able to do that, I mean, y'all point fingers back and forth, but whoever, Jimmy, everyone should start with themselves first. And you have to listen because that's the whole point. I feel like there's a power struggle right now in our culture with black men and black women. It's about who's going to be the head. Here's the thing. And in relationships, no man don't even think about even calling himself a head unless you're trying to be a man of God. That's the first thing. You can't use rules in the Bible like you want to use. You can't exchange it. Either you're going to do it or you're not. One thing God gave us is choice. We always got two choices. Either you're going to do right or you're going to do wrong. When it comes, y'all are our balance. Men, we actually need y'all more than y'all need us because he made y'all for us. And so we need y'all. That's why he always said that a man it's not good for a man to live alone. We need y'all more than anything. When men realize that, but at the same time, whenever I hear you guys talk about buying gifts and certain things like that, these are things that make you feel feminine. You want, I forgot about your pocketbook, take you out to eat, flowers, whatever. But usually what I think y'all miss is that what makes us feel masculine. It's not buying things, it's really respect. I think in our culture, we don't feel respected enough. And y'all tell us different things we have to be. And we gotta take on y'all traits too. We don't ask y'all to take on our traits.
Not gonna happen.
So that's why I feel like that it's like there's so many things that y'all demand for us to be. And I don't hear men saying, well, we demand for you to be like this, and this is what makes you feminine. I mean, some guys do, but at the same time, it's like you have to bend for each other. If you don't bend, it would never happen. You got two sides. I feel like right now in our society, We got everybody. We got men, women doing their own thing. Men, it's like nobody want to change. Everybody gonna stay the same. And the worst part of it is I hate it for our kids because we've grown ups. We know the old school way, and look how we're acting. Yeah, like we don't even. They have nothing. I feel sorry because I want my kids to find somebody, a good husband, a good wife. But the rate that we're going, and we know this way, it's ridiculous. We just act like kids. We have no respect. We have no guidelines that we're trying to go by. And I mean, this is both sides. That's what I'm saying. Like, what I learned is like sometimes it's best to say, you know what, I could have did this better. Because no one that just talk cannot say, I could have said something else different. Or I could have did it better. You had a choice. You always got a choice. But this is cool to everybody. But hey, I say I was wrong.
The chat room, Sheena said, "Love, peace, and blessing." Sex topic. It sounds like our audience is asking us to move on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're gonna go ahead. Okay. Anybody want to say something real quick?
I think Shinway had something that she was wanting to say. She was waiting.
I'm fine. I'm fine with moving forward. Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Let's see. Get set up here.
Sex facts. Sex facts. Sex facts.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now speaking with your sex guru, the Angry Man on the podcast. I want you. All right, so I don't know where this is, but I want you to get your pen and pads out and write your answers down. It's time for the sex trivia. You guys can smile, you know. You can be mad at me after this. So how about this? In Elko, Nevada, sex is illegal without A, sex toys, B, lubricant, C, a condom.
Repeat the question. You said something's illegal?
In Elko, Nevada, sex is illegal without this.
Without.
A sex toy is A, B is lubricant, and C is condom.
I'm gonna go with C.
Just write it down.
Oh.
All right, the next question is, what is the most common sexual complaint with females above the age of 50? Can't do certain positions is A. Vaginal dryness is B. Small penises is C.
All right, repeat the question again now.
What is the most common sexual complaint with females above the age of 50? Is my mic loud?
You good?
No, we can hear you.
Okay. All right. And the answers were A, can't do certain positions, B, vaginal dryness, C, small penis ass. All right, next question is, lust and love activate the same part of the brain. True or false?
I thought we had that one last time.
I thought so
Yeah,
too.
we
but
did.
Listen, when I read it, I was like, I think I had this before.
Well, we see how many people
So,
get it
yeah,
right
well,
then.
Yeah, you had that.
Right. Y'all should all get it right then. All right.
Thanks.
Last question. Last question is, what percentage of penises worldwide are circumcised? 30% A, 40% B, 50% C. Jesus, now there are plenty of penises.
You said worldwide, right?
Worldwide, yeah.
Okay.
Oh. I'm with
I
30,
knew I should
40,
have been
50.
looking while I was in the men's bathroom.
Yeah.
No. Don't say that. Don't say that.
No, that was a joke.
Oh, really? Dang, Sheena. Now, is it me or that makes sense? She had a lot of dates.
Ooh, don't say that about Sheena.
Sheena, you were looking on my paper, Sheena. We got the same answers.
Are y'all ready for the answers?
Let's get it.
All right, let's see who knows sex better than I. In Elko, Nevada, sex is illegal without a condom.
C.
Condom.
Yep, C.
Everybody got a condom? That was pretty easy, though.
Yeah.
Because how's it illegal to not use lubricant? Crazy. For real, though. What is the most common sexual complaint with females above the age of 50? It's vaginal dryness.
B. Vaginal
Wow.
B.
The coop is getting old. It's getting old.
Yeah.
You got to put some lubricant on it. It's illegal if you don't. All right, let's see.
Wow. I gotta get my young chick.
Look at it. Look at the faces. That changed the energy so well in here. So lust and love activate the same part of the brain. True or false?
False.
It is false.
Really?
Yes, false.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but it's different.
This is why you don't have a woman until you get her up here. You really don't have her until you get her.
Love is on the left side.
That's very true. That's very true. What percentage of penises worldwide are circumcised?
C.
C.
40.
40%.
40.
No, B. 40%.
B.
30 or 40. Between
B.
30 and 40.
B. 40.
40.
It is 30%.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you said worldwide. You said worldwide.
Yeah, it said worldwide. Yep.
It's worldwide because a lot of countries don't.
A lot because I think that's where the 30% come from other countries. Because most Americans, the mother or father cut that skin, motherfucker. I don't know what you're talking about. We don't want to watch that sticky stuff. But yeah.
Wait a minute. So, ladies, out of 10 guys you guys been with, would y'all say 3 of those were?
Oh, I don't want to hear it.
10? Did you say 10 guys?
Well, that would be 30%, right?
We are older. Come on.
He said worldwide. He's saying worldwide. Unless you're dating outside the country. Most men in America, a good bit. But again, people have religious background.
The percentage is higher.
Percentage is higher.
Percentage is probably higher in the U.S.
For just U.S., absolutely.
Cool.
I think I've encountered one.
Yeah.
One.
What else you got, Jimmy?
You know what? I'm gonna end it there. Thank you for the sex facts. I'm not giving smiley faces. So this is sex guru. That's sex facts for you.
All right, you guys. We're at the end of the day. Ready to drinks up. Woo, this was rough in the day, right?
No, it wasn't. It was
real.
It was definitely gonna happen regardless.
We all need to do a hug or something.
It was gonna happen regardless.
Don't touch me.
I predicted the whole show.
All right, you guys, no matter what,
whatever you want to say.
Let's make today better than yesterday, and keep going. Let's keep it going. Make it positive. I'll see you guys next week. Head to the living room. See you guys this week.
All right, family.
I want to see.
All right, family. I just want you to know that. Love you all. Want you to know that. Damn shit, wait.
We love you too.